Okay, so I think today is a great opportunity for us to learn about these new apps. I think because personally for me, is I just use numbers sometimes for simple things like to-do lists or some grocery list. But I think with Dr. Zaid will share, it is much more than that. You can do a lot more powerful things. So yep, Dr. Zaid.
Yes, Dr. Juf. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So are you ready? Shall I pass the floor to you?
Sure.
All
Okay, thank
right.
you very much.
All
Thank you,
right.
Dr. Juf.
So I will pass the presenter role to Dr. Zaid. So okay, without further ado, thank Dr. Zaid.
All right, thank you. I'm sharing my screen first. Could you hear me? Dr. Juf, could you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
All
Yes,
right, good.
I
All
can.
right,
Yeah, we can hear you, and I think the view also is it's been showed right now. So
all
yep.
right, good.
All right.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah alamin wassalatu wassalamu asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli walhamdulillahi alamin. Rabbi yasir wa la tasir bi tamim bil khair. Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. Right. So thank you very much for attending this I would say this humble presentations, like sharing sessions, right? So I am Muhammad Zaid bin Akub. You can call me Zaid, right? So today, inshallah, I will sharing with all of you on the playing with graph using numbers, right? So maybe all of you are thinking of numbers. When thinking of numbers, you are thinking of just creating a graph, creating a chart, creating a bar charts, right? So it's not only that actually, right? So the numbers is beyond that. It's more than creating a graph, right? So later I will show to you what is the terms of beyond that, the capabilities of numbers, right? Okay. There is a few elements in numbers that you have to know, that we have to know. Basically, these elements will be our outline today. Inshallah, I will embed all of these elements in the example that I'm going to share with you. Right. So, what's the elements in number? Right. So, in numbers, basically, you can have a tables, right? The basic one, right? You can do a formattings on the table. You can do a formulas. You can do a functions, right? So you can have a charts. You can have a sheets, drawing. Even you can draw, right? You can draw like you do in keynotes, like you do in pages, right? You can add a shapes like you do in keynotes, right? You can record media. You can take a pictures. You can embed in your numbers. You can add any pictures that you want, you like. Right? You can add a sheets, right? So in numbers, you have numbers of sheets, right? So you can add. So, and the most that really updated on 13.4 iOS, you can do collaborations, right? So inshallah, but by today I try to embed all of those this element in our sharing session. Right? So I'm going to show to you the example that I did on using number, right? The first one will be the examples of science report, right? So this is the main one. All of this will embed in this science report. And the second example, if you have sufficient time, inshallah, I will show to you how to do step by step. Right. By the way, looking to the example, this is the one. Right. If you can see on the screen right now, this is numbers application in Mac. Okay, so but later I will show to you in iPad. Right. So okay, this example that I did. This is a year 6 topic, right? About fungus, about kulat. Right. So what we can do, we can create the reports, the science report. Right. So we can put a text here. You can see here. Right. You can put a text here, right? So you can add a figure here, right? So instead of figure, you can add a shape. Yeah. Did you follow me, right? You know? Okay, good. Right. So then you can add a line, right? And the most important things in your text, right? In your numbers apps, right? So it's not only text that you can add, right, you can add your table, the table that you plan to do your graph, right? So and then for the next sheets, right? So I can from the table, right? So I can do a kind of this bar chart graph, right? I can do the linear equations, right? I can do the regressions values, right? I even for those that really in maths, right? So you can do error numbers, the error bar, right, for your graph, right? So you can add your average value, right? So and you can do these kinds of line graph, right? So you can do the 3D horizontal bar charts, right? And the most which I like in numbers, you can do this one, the interactive one, right? If you can see the week change, I mean the day change to Kamis to Friday Jumaat, like Sabtu Ahad, and you can see the difference, right? So that's quite most powerful features in numbers, right? So and in this example, right? So in this report, right? So and finally you can get you create another sheet, right? You can get the final the final data, right? So what I'm telling you right now. So the numbers is not only creating a chart and graph, but you can do it all in one apps. I mean, you can do the reports in one app, right? So that is about the laporan science, right, for year six topic. Right. For the other examples, right? So this is what I did. I using the template. If you can see on my screen right now, I'm using the templates that available in numbers, right? So then I change the template to which is for my purpose. For these cases, I'm doing the body temperature profile. Right? So this graph, I can manipulate this graph. I mean, I can add the data here, right? So then the graph will automatically generate it, right? So I can add the threshold line, I can add the pictures, right? So and it's a wonderful, I mean, features, right? So this kind of examples, right? So uh, more or less you as a teacher, right? So this is an example you can use for year three, right? To use a kind of this. This is the pie chart, right? So pie charts in 3D diagram, right? So you can use a kind of this, right, to visualize. I mean, to give more understanding to students, to visualize more on their understanding, right? To understand 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, right? Right. So by having this, you just rotate it, right? So then you can understand more, right? So I mean in terms of when you create your contents for your students, right? You can use a kind of this, right? So to give more understanding. Same as well this one, right? I'm using you can calculate. I mean this is year six, yeah, year six topic. Kaedah faedah jumlah simpanan, right? You can use a bar chart, right, to show to your students the contents on a difference between the kaedah faedah, right? So you can show things, right? So it's quite useful, right? You can turn these apps into kinds of reports, right, as well as turn this app in terms of creating your content, right? So now let's do it step by step. All right. So all of you, are you still with me? Inshallah? Anyone? Good. Right.
You
Okay.
go on, sir.
So
Go on.
okay, good. All right. So all right. Thank
Hello.
you. Right. Yes. Good. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Okay. Now, inshallah. Right. So we will do it step by step. You just stay with me. Right. Just stay with me. We're doing step by step, and we do it for the example. This one. Right. So basically, what is my intentions is I need you guys to do it with me, right? This kind of reports, right? In order for you to get the whole things of numbers features, right? So by doing this, inshallah, then you'll get the essence of numbers, right? Okay, now I will share this one to my iPad. I'm going to use my iPad right now. Hold on. I will add me iPad. Right, hold on. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. You right now. You can open now your float your numbers right now. You can do if you can do that, right? So okay, voila. Now it changed to iPad. Right. Okay. I'm sharing my screen right now. Start broadcast. All right. Now, could you see my? Okay, this is my iPad. Right. Could you see my iPad right now? Yeah, I hope that you can see this one. Right. So first thing first. Right. So what you have to do, slide down. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, slide down like that. Right. Search for numbers. Type numbers. Right. When you get that one, you click OK. You tap enter. Then you see if you can see this one. Right. This the numbers, right? To tap the numbers until you get this appearance. Right? Could you see this one? Boleh, eh? Right. Okay. So what we have to do next, right? So we are planning to do the example number one, the lab report, right? So first you tap the create spreadsheet, the plus, the symbol plus. You tap that one until you get this what we call walls, right? So the disappearance, right? So then, what you have to do next? We are not going to start. I mean, we are not going using blanks. You can use blank for these cases, but I just want to get any of the templates, right? So we're gonna to use the running log. In personals, you can tap running log. Right. So this is what you have right now, right? Running log, right? So when you get this one, right? So the first thing that you have to do, rename the title, right? So you tap on the tops on the middle, right? Yeah. Then rename it, to laporan uji kaji flat, right? Then you tap OK, right? So now you already have your title, right? So what we will do next is delete all that we didn't in. So example, delete this one, right? Tap there, then delete, tap there, delete, right? So tap delete. I can tap one all, right? So you can choose all, then I delete. Oh, still there, delete. Right. Oh, still number one, right? So I need to unlock this one first, and then I delete. Right. So this is what we have right now. So far, could you have this appearance? Just left this text box. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Mr. Sam, so why we don't start from blank scratch? Yeah, I just want to use a template. Right. So actually you can start from scratch, right? So is okay for you to start from scratch. I mean, you the blanks tables, delete the blank table, the same thing. Right. So I just will show to you the example of using template and deleting it. Right. So actually you can use any template that you like. Right. For some cases, you can use a template that most close to you. Right. Okay. Now, so
Dr.
we have
Zahid,
go. Yeah.
Okay, since you are stopping and answering a question, can I ask something before I forgot?
Yeah, sure.
A participant asked about maybe usually I think this is very general when you explain the thing at the very beginning. Usually, do you show the numbers directly from numbers, or do you change? If you do a presentation, you convert. I mean, you put that into a keynote and then present it later. I think the question is, if you present to keynote, is it are the features in numbers still there? Like let's say the 3D movement and then the slider just now. If you put that in
Correct.
keynote, is it still there or is it going to be something else?
Yeah, yeah. As you okay, thank you, Dr. Juf. Right. So as you can see, the yesterday presentation, right? So the keynotes presentations on the charts, right? Actually, is quite more similar, right? So the only things that in keynotes, the is in keynote the applications of charts and the graph is not they have some limitations. I mean, they cannot use a formulas, you cannot use functions, right? So, but in terms of applications, if I'm doing this in numbers, if you want to do a presentation, you copy paste to the keynotes, right? So then you can get the same thing. You can do interactive. I mean, the interactive chart,
Yeah.
right? So it's appear in keynote.
Okay.
Right?
Thank
Is that okay?
Yes, it's answering the question. That's it. Okay, thank you.
All right, good. Okay, now we continue back to our business, right? So now you already have this kind of stuff view, right? We already deleted all, right? So we left the title, my running logs, right? So now I just want to rename the sheets, right? So if you can see this sheets name, right? So this is running log. I want to change it to I type it to latar belakang project. Project, right? So when I get this one, right? So we change the name, right? Latar belakang project, right? So then I want to next I want to change the background color, right? So what I have to do now, I text on the on the on the what on the apps, right? So oh, sorry, on the sheets, right? So then I choose brush. Right? You can see this things appear like this, right? You can change your background from white to any color. Like as we want to look at like yellow light color, so that I choose yellow light color, and now our backgrounds are being this, right? So so then we are now having a color background, right? So what we have to do next, right? So we change the title. The title that you can see here in the my running log, I want to change it to double tap, right? Right. So I change to apa akan menjadi jika roti dibiarkan selama 4 minggu. Right. So you will see just make it bigger more. Yeah, hold and drag. Right, you can see that one. Right. So if I want to change the text box color, then I tap this box. Right. And then I choose brush, right? I go to style, right? And then and then I can choose a color that I like. So in this case, I choose color that I like this one, right? So now you already have this. Okay. Next, what we can do next, right? So we can create a text, right? As if you remember the text, right? So what we can do, we go to plus on the top right, right. So you go to the shapes. Sorry, yeah, you can go to the early on basics, right? You can see text over there, right? You can add text, right? Double add text. I can go for title hypothesis, right? So I can tap the whole titles and make it as a brush, right? So I can bold it. I can make it bigger, right? So in this case, I put it as 36. So I bring it here, come here, right? So the same thing, I can add a text, right? So I copy it and I paste it here. So double tap, then I can change to, I go to brush, I change the size to 16, right? So I unbold, then that will be a title for me. I mean, that's the contents, right? So roti yang dibiarkan selama, you can do it together with me. Selama 4 minggu akan menyebabkan ulat terbentuk dengan banyak. Right? So you can edit your data, you can edit your text like this, you can hold back, like you can make as you like. Right? So same thing if you want to add, yeah, if you want to add text, like you can add more, like uji kaji, like you want to add, like you just copy paste, like you can put it there. So now I'm things that repeating, so I will not repeat it here. So it might not be exactly as what I showed you my example, but the process is similar, right? So now if you want to add a figure, you can go to the a plus button here on the top, right? You can choose the image here, right? So you can see this. This is something like that you see in keynotes, right? You have photo, you can take photo instantly. You can attach it here. Sorry, you can add a photo or video from your libraries. I mean, from your data. From then you can use camera to take video, to take photo, right? Attach it instantly here. You can record audio. You can draw, right? So it's similar like in Keynote, right? So so now I just want to take use a free image that I have in my library. Right? I choose this here. I have this figure. All right. So this is the one that I have. Right. So then I can uh, make it small, right? So this is constraint lock, right? You can see here. I can tap the free image, tap the brush, right? I can go for arrange. I can unlock the constraint. Right? So then I can adjust as I like. Right. So it's up to you. Then you can edit. Go for brush. Go to style. You can go for border. You can go for shadow. Whatever that you like. Right. So it's very simple and it's very powerful. Right. So when you're doing this, so I think another thing is you can add a shapes that you like example, you go to the plus, you go to shape, you can search for example bread here, choose that bread, you can add here anyone, you can change, go to the brush, change the color as well, right? Okay, then you can go for doing your border, right? Okay, this is examples, right? So these examples that are on how we creating stacks, we creating image in numbers, right? So you might see the numbers is very powerful because it's not only creating this graph, right? So we can do a text. Okay, now we are going to the more important parts in numbers, which is want to create the graph. Right. So, but all of you know already before we start to create what you call the graph. So we need to have a table, right? So So first parts of creating figures text, right, is done. Right? Do you have any questions before we go for table and creating graph?
Dr. Zayed,
Yeah.
there's one participant asking, maybe it's a bit further, but I think it's in the same context about inserting or adding. Maybe I think she asked about the how to add an equation into the how to add an equation into the what we have right now.
Okay. All right. So the equations part, I will touch a little bit later when we come to the table. Right? We come to table. I will show that one. Right?
Okay. All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
We
I
just
think
right
we
now
yeah.
finishing. Right now we just finishing on how to create the text, image, figures. If you want to do a drawing in numbers, so it is possible. If you want to do that in numbers, it's possible. Right. Okay. Now we go to the most important parts. Right. So right now we want to go to the creating the graph. But before that, so we have to create a table. So what we can do. So you have right plus on the top right. You type a plus, right? You can go for a table, right? You have a lot of table there, right? You have a lot of table, right? So say example, I'm choosing this one. I tap this, right? So I tap that one, so I get this. Okay, so I can move this table, right? By hold the circle things, right? I can add, sorry, I can add the rows and columns by hold the equal symbol at the end, right? Like this. I can add that one. Even I can add the columns, sorry, the row just by holding these equal symbols and drag. Right. So far, could you have add your table right now? All right. So what we do right now is you go to the table, right? So go to the brush. You can see the table outline, right? You can on the table outline. You toggle on the table outline, right? So then you can when you on the table outline, so you can see the line at your table, right? So then you can go for the grid options, right? You can toggle on the vertical lines. You can see the vertical line now. You can see it. Can you see the vertical line? And when I toggle on the header row lines, and you can get this one, right? Okay. So once we get this one, right? So I want to add text on my table, right? So since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I have nine rows, right? Sorry, 9 columns, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, right? So I can add by adding this. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right. So and I want to carry it to 4 for the row. Right. So that's what I get. So I want to. This is looks too lengthy, right? So I tap on the table. I can play with this. Right? Just make it more like more more presentable way, right? Okay. Uh, Now, what we have to do next, I'm going to show to you how to add text in the table, right? So you just add text here. I mean, Like I want to use Isnin, right? So you just tap and type, yeah. Right? Just follow me. Kamis, Jumaat, Sabtu, Ahad, and this is jumlah, right? Then go for the row, tab, and type. Minggu one. You can copy and paste actually, right? So copy, you can copy, you can paste, right? And change to uh, right, yeah, minggu two, right? So you can paste again, minggu three, right? So you can paste it again. This is minggu four, right? So you might see that the text is very small, right? So what you can do a text, you can change the text size, you can choose or the whole table, right? Go to a brush with the tables, right? You can go to the cell, you can add your size here. You can see the size. That's it, right? So now already text, you already type the text there, right? So the next thing is that you have to put it is your value. I mean your in this case I just use my value, right? Double tap, use the value that I have, right? So to just follow me, right? Because this value is important because of what? Because I'm going to share to you how to create the graph. You want to see your kind of your graph when you look at to my. I mean, when you using this value, right? Actually you can use any value that you like, right? So it's okay. But because I just want to share with you on the graph content letter. Right. So 3, 5. Actually, because this is sharing sessions, right? I need to show you this, but actually you can even copy and paste from Excel. You copy and paste from notes, right? So it's okay. So it's no problems with that, right? So you can do that, right? So now you just follow this number, right? 30 week minggu 3 45 50 55 75 84 93 471, right? Week 4 120 123 13 321 380 400 and also 516. Okay, now okay, you already have this, right? So could you see right now, could you still follow with me, right guys? Hey, I'm still available. I'm still online.
Yes, Zaid. Yes, Dr. Zaid.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, good.
yeah, Dr. Zaid.
Okay,
Dr. Zaid,
okay.
Dr. Zaid, I
Yep,
think
yep.
maybe for on Sunday for the third weeks, I think is not rasa macam tak pernah sabar, not reasonable because after 93, 471, and then fourth weeks we will start 120 again.
Okay. My mistake. Yeah, true. 55, 69. Yeah, you're right. So
471 on Sunday.
69. Thank you,
I
thank you.
mean, no, I mean on Sunday. On
Yeah,
Sunday.
basically, yeah, actually, the is taking the total actually. Right.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Right.
Okay.
Nice.
Right. This is okay, right? Okay. Thank you, Cikgu L. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now the things that I want to going to share with you. Right. So how to sum it. Right. So in keynotes, you couldn't sum it easily. Right. So in numbers, this is a way of numbers at apps. Right. So you tap, say example in jumlah. Right. For row number 2, you tap there. Right. So you double tap there, you can see this kind of appearance, right? So what next you can do, if you can see on the right hand side, the equals symbol, equal in circle, right? You tap that one, you can see this, right? So if you want to sum it, you just you can sum, you can type sum.
Dr. Zayed,
Yep.
I think there's quite a few requests. They want to copy the numbers first. I think maybe we can let them copy the
Okay,
numbers
sure.
that you show. And then because they
Sure.
want to follow step by step, so they want to copy the number first. And yeah, okay.
Okay, yes, true.
Maybe we
Thank you,
give
thank you,
them
Dr. Joe.
around two or three more minutes
Okay.
to.
All right, sure. Please. Okay. Okay. Now, guys, you can fill up your table right now, right? So I will waiting for you. Okay, take your time. 1 or 2 minutes, right? Inshallah.
Right.
So far, any questions that appear here that I can answer? Uh, a lot of
Um,
it. I lost already in the
I
chat
think
room.
our group also like Puan Reha, Noor, and Cikgu L also answering some of the questions.
Okay, good. Right, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
in the meantime, while waiting, right? So I just want to say that, yeah, this, yeah, I doesn't like to compare. Like apps, like numbers compared to the others applications, whatnot. I mean, whatever in Microsoft, whatever, right? But one thing that really give me a feeling like these applications numbers are really wonderful, right? So uh, when I use it, right, so I just feel like I can do everything in one app. So that's what I feel, right? So maybe later then you can feel that way, right? So when you're doing a kinds of examples, a kind of your project, a kind of your things that you want to do, right?
Yeah. Because already now you put images and tables already, right? I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah, okay. Puan Haryani, yes, since we're waiting, right? So anyone know how to color the sheets, right? You can go to the brush, right? So you can go to the cell actually, right? You can see the cell fill over there, right here. You can feel a kind of colors like you like. Example, I tap here, I go to this brush, I go for this color, then I get that one. And no fill, I get that one, right? So I hope it will help you.
right.
All
Shall
right, can
we
we?
continue? I guess.
All right. Okay, good, Dr. Jeff. Right. Okay, now
Right.
get ready. Okay, now we are going for the functions of formula. Right. I'm not teaching you. I'm not sharing you the complicated functions. Just simple functions for you to understand, and then you can grab some more. You can explore more later. Right. Okay. Now go to the tab jumlah. Right. So go to tab jumlah. Right. Yeah. Sorry. Cell jumlah. Right. So the second row. You can tap that one. You double tap, you see this appears, right? So once you get this one, you can see a symbol, this one, right? The equation symbol. You tap that equation symbol until you get this appearance. You can see a pankah, I mean a cross in red color and green light color, right? So what you can do next, right? There is a simple way in summing, but I just want to show to you the process of using equations, using formula. Right. This is the array that you where you can add your formula. Right. So example, I didn't know where is a sum formula. So I just type sum in the box. Right. You can see this thing will appear. You can use sum. You can use sum if. You can use some ifs. Some product. A lot of some equations. Right. But now it's a simple equation. Right. You just use sum. Right. Then I tap next sum. Right. You will see this appearance. Sums with the value. Right. You see there. Sums with the value. Right. So what we can do next? You tap on the value until the value appear like that. Like you can go to you tap to the table, right? You can hold and drag the whole value from Isnin to Ahad. Right? You can see this actually reading from B2 here, B row B, sorry, column B, row 2 up to column H, row 2. Right? Could you get that one? Right. So once you get this one, you go to the green right. So just tap this. Right. So now what you can see the values, the jumlah is appear on that. Right. So you can do a same thing, right, to sum it. But I just want to show you the most simplest way in numbers. You tap this one, you double tap, right? You can see this cell symbol, right? You tap cell, and the things will appear like this, right? So what you can do, you can tap autofill cell, right, until you get this, you get this appearance, right? You can see equations, equal symbol on the left and equal symbol on the bottom, right? Because we want to do autofill for the whole row 3, row 4, and row 5. I just tap here the equal symbol on the bottom, right, and drag to the row 5. Ta-da! Right. So that's it. The autofill functions. Right. Instead of you want to copy paste, right? You can do it autofill functions. Right. So can I repeat? Of course, I can repeat it. Okay. I delete it first. Right. So I delete it. Right. So okay. Again, I go to Joomla. Right. So I tap this one. I go to selections. You can see this autofill. I tap autofill and go to the equals, right? So I can just drag and left, right? So drag and pass it, right? So then you get the value, right? So too fast. Okay. Uh, Again. Okay, one more time again.
Yes,
For
one more
autofill.
time.
Okay, one more time. All right, okay, maybe I'm too fast, right? Sorry, because I'm looking on the time. It's 10:20 right now. All right, it's okay. Okay, now again, slowly, right, slowly with me. Jumlah, I tap on the jumlah. The cell that you can see in the block, right? So I double tap until this appearance, until you can get this one, right? So then you choose this cell. You see on the right, in the middle, cell symbol, right? So apalah Starbucks, right? So then you can tap cell, you can see this appearance, right? So once you tap autofill cell, you can see now your cell become this. I mean in yellow box. You can see the equal symbol here in the bottom, right? So tap this one, tap and drag. And then it's automatically do a calculation same as on the row number 2. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't want to waste much time right on the table, right? So okay, now okay, once you have the table, right? So you can edit the table title here, right? So just this editing simple, double tap. You can just edit right? Jumlah tumpukan whatsoever, right? So just an example, right? So then you get the title. Even you can make it bigger, right? You go to brush, you just play with the what the size, right? So now the most important things right now I want to share to you how to create the tab. I mean the graph from here, right? There are there are various ways to create a graph, right? So what I'm to share with you right now, the ones that very simple for you to understand. So first, go to the symbol tab, right? So I'm planning to do a graph of this one, the 2D, right? So I tap 2D. This is what I have here. Right? Right. So I just make it bigger a little bit more, right? I have here. Right. So you can see the symbols of tab to add data. So what you have to do now, tab to add data until you can see the whole your windows now in the green color. Right. So tab to add data. So I tap to my row, something like that. Right. So then I can go for here. I mean this point, control it, and I drag and hold up until I choose the whole thing. Right. So you can tap this one, or again, I just repeat, even, or you can, I delete, make it back again, right, sorry. Okay. Or you can choose the other one, tap, or I choose the row one, row as the main point. So the graph will be a little bit different, right? So now, okay, I repeat it again. So I'm now once we add the bar charts, right? So you will you will get this kind of appearance, right? Tap to add data, right? Tap to the row here. Tap to the row until you get this one, right? You get this one. So can you see this point, the blue point? So you hold that one to which that you like. I mean to the table that you want to choose. I can go up, I can go down. I mean, depends on data that I like. So I like the whole 4 weeks data. So then I just choose the whole data, and I tap done on the top right. So that's what our graph right now. Right. So could you go with me? Right. So right now in your graph, right, you can see your day, your value here, your legends. Right. So we are not so, all right. Okay, right now. So what we have to do right now. So once we have the graph, right? When we have the graph, you can tap outside. You can tap on the graph, right? When you tap outside, it will disappear. When you tap on the graph, you can see where it choose from the table, right? So now we want to edit from the graph, right? So we tap on the graph. I mean, we tap on the graph, right? So we choose brush, right? So we can choose a chart, right? We can add reference line. You can see here reference line, right? This is quite wonderful in for bar chart, right? So you can choose. There is automatically calculations by the system, by the apps, right? You can choose average line, medians, minimum, maximum, or you can even use custom. So up to you. Custom means that you want to set the threshold for whatever application, right? So you can set the values, right? For these cases, I just want to like to choose average. I tap on the average, I will get average line. So basically, that average line is the average values for the whole data. If you calculate the whole data, point jumlah tumpukan kulat divided by 7 days, divided by 4 weeks, that you will get this value. 97.286. In the graph right now, I didn't show you the value, so I just toggle on the value. Right? So then you can see the value over there. Right. So, that's how you add the add line, right? So even you can custom it, up to you. I choose custom, I name it customs, right? So, but I'm not go to detail here, right? So I just remove it back. So, but you can choose it. So as you like, depends on your purpose, right? So what next, right? So it taps on the table. Right? I already add the line. That I just want to show to you again. Go to brush. I go to styles, right? I can play with this one, round corners. You can see my graph changes to round, yeah, because some of the graph sometimes is changing, right? So if I tap on the outside corners, only outside, right? So it's quite nice, right? You can play gap between columns, or you want just want no gaps between columns. You got a gap between sets, you can do that one as well, right? So you can do a shadow as well, to make your interactive your figure more colorful, right? So you can do that, right? So that is in general style. In grid lines, right, you can add chart border, right? You can add axis line as you like. You can see now lines there. You can add grid lines, right? So, and you can add level. So for these cases, I don't have y axis and x axis. I can add axis, right? Y, and then you can see here. I can change the font. I can add up 16. I fill up the category. I mean x axis. This name I can add up to 16. So size, right? So then you can straight away tap on the axis. Then you can change it, whatever that you like. Tumpukan, say example tumpukan. Right. So that's how you create the axis. Right. So the other things that really important, like in the series value, as the point I have showed you yesterday, you can put it value here inside. Right. So up to you if you want to make it how you want to use it. Right. So then in data, you have another things that really important, right? Y axis scale. Right. This is important for somehow you want to change the step numbers of y axis. You can just for these cases, the maximum and minimum number is auto generated. You can choose your maximum. As example, if I put it 700, yeah, this one is 0. Yeah, the things will be 0 and 700. Right. And the functions of major step, right? I want to make it major, right? Or I want just to make it a major step means you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Minor step means the langkah one, the step. It's only one step. So if two step, it might be the things, the scale here, right? So that's how you create the things, right? So again, if you go to the this graph, right? You tap here, you go for brush, you can edit series, a series that you like. So example, series 4, Minggu 4, right? So when I tap here, in the Minggu 4, I can feel a lot of things, right? So in series, I can change the color, right? So I can do a stroke. Stroke means you can change this one. You can make it more difference to your bar, right? And the most important things, I can add the a trend line. For example, for week 4, I can choose linear. Here, if you can see here, I choose linear because the increase of linear, right? So then I also can, once there is linear, I can toggle on the equations, and I toggle on the regression value, right? So from here, you can just make it bigger, and here make it bigger. Right. So now this is linear line, right? What you can see linear line, and we see the equations of linear graph and also the regressions. For those that learn mathematics, right? So you might understand this one, right? So it's quite useful values for creating a graph, right? So again, we tap to that. We want to edit series. Go to week 4. I can also add the error bar. For some cases, for the graph, we need the error bar, right? So, for example, I'm choosing positive and negative, right? So I don't want to use the fixed value. I use the percentage. Right? So how many percentage? 10%. I mean, the error bar is a 10% error on your data. Right? So what I get right now, so that is error bar. So this is error bar, right? Okay. Now, okay. Thank you, Jen, for reminding me to show the example of interactive chart, right? So, okay. Okay. Up to here. Could you follow me?
I think so far so good. There's no questions.
Okay, good. Okay, now from the graph that you have right now, so you tap there, you can go to brush, then you can see there is a chart types column here, chart type, right? So you can choose over there which that you like. So if you want to do the 2D line, you will be that way. If you want to do the 3D column, it will be that way. If you want to do the Jen asked for interactive column. I will go for the interactive column. I choose interactive column. So that way. Right. So when I tap that one, right, now we have the interactive column, right? So I can play around with the interactive columns, right? So I mean, things change with day and week. Sorry, week. Sorry, day. Isnin, Selasa. You tap on the arrow, right? So it will be changed. This will be changed. Rabu, Kamis, Jumaat, Sabtu, Ahad on all 4 weeks, right? So then this is interactive. This might be very useful for you to copy this one, go to the keynote and do your presentation, right? So okay. Uh, I think I talked too much, but I really hope that you can follow me on this way because you can explore more and more. This not only stop here, right? So, as example, I go back to the equation, right? So if I tap there, right? So you can go for a lot. You go if you tap on fx, there's a lot of functions, right? A lot of a category. You have all the time engineering, a lot of categories, right? So you can use all of that, right? It's very powerful. You can apply that to your purpose, right? So then you can you can get what you need, right? And at the same time, the very most powerful things you can do everything's here. In case now, I didn't need the pages right now. I don't need pages. I just do it here, and I can create. If you can see, once you create the whole thing, right? So if you can see this, the three dots, right? You tap there, you can export it. You can export it to PDF. You can export it to Excel, CSV types, right? TSV, this is a video, right? MPEG form, and also the numbers template. What does it mean numbers template? Numbers template means that if you create your template, I mean your say example, I have create the report, right? So I can create my numbers template. Next time, I just use this numbers template for next purpose. Right? So it's really wonderful, right? So you can straight away, if you want to send a report, you straight away give a PDF, right? You can send a report, right? So one more thing, if you don't forget, if you send to PDF, make sure that you choose fit each sheet to a single page. Otherwise, you need to choose this one. Otherwise, your pages in PDF will be jumble mixing up. I mean, not following exact what you create there. Right. So I think that's all for me. Right. I have a lot of things to share with you, but time's very limited, right? So you can ask me, even you can email me if you have questions, right? So inshallah, I try to solve it. Anything that you have later, right? Okay, from Jan, if we share to Keynote, I believe the interactive chat function will be available, but definitely not when you share to SI. Yes, of course, Jan. Thank you very much. Jan, just share with us. If we share to Keynote, I mean, if you copy this kind of interactive charts, the Keynote is available. I mean, it can play as what you can see here, right? But if you export it to PDF, right, or Excel, is the functions is not available. Yeah, true.
All right. That's
All right,
really
so
nice.
that's all for me. Inshallah. Uh,
I think
any questions? Yeah.
yeah, Dr. Zaid, I think it's nice that you show just now the sharing. We can also share this. I mean, we can also export this to Excel, right? And everything
Sure.
and PDF,
Yeah.
but it's not the other way around. That's also need to be reminded, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay. When you export the numbers, like when we export here, right? We export this to Excel, right? So it might be same thing. If you export from Excel to numbers and numbers to Excel, this might be some rearrangement that you need to do back again on the export file, right? So until you get the nice view, right? So it's same thing, right?
Okay. Maybe we so far we don't have any question yet. So we also have a bit more time, I guess. I think you can also maybe share one more example if you would like. I think you
Okay.
have the temperature, body temperature, and
Right. I love to share that one. Right. Okay. Now. Okay. I'm not going to do it step by step like this, but I showed you the example, right? So this is the one that I did, right? So this is body temperature record, right? So actually, this template, if you go for the spreadsheets, right? So I choose from the templates of, if you go create spreadsheet, this template of where is it? The baby. This one. Right? I'm choosing the baby record. From the baby record spreadsheets, right? So I creating this one, right? The only thing is that difference is the templates, the good things of this, right? So the template is there. So what I did, I changed the titles, right? I changed the figure, I changed the things here, right? So the table is there for the baby record. So uh, I I just edit in I just change the temperatures indicator here and here. Right? So then it be my template right now. So like this, right? So I can just put it for 31 days, right? So I can add the temperatures and the temperature is generated. So as you can see, this threshold line, if you still remember what I'm shared to you just now, the custom line, right? The average custom. So this is custom. I can add custom line, so I can add as I like. So I edit this one. So and even in notes like this, I can create this one. You want to choose. Sometimes it's difficult for us to type, right? So I just make it subcategory. So I can choose normal, like I can choose not in good health. So how to do that? So these are things I want to share with you. So if you go to the table, I mean here, right? So go to the table. Okay, you tap the cell, right? You go to the brush, then you go to the format, right? You go to the pop-up menu. This kind of good things in numbers. Right? You tap the pop-up menu, right? That is there. Right? You have a pop-up menu. You can add that one. So for example, I add the new items. I add excellence, excellence health. Oh, sorry, excellent health. So now I will have excellent health in my notes. Right. So and then this is what we call a pop-up menu in numbers. I can choose as an help, right? As example. So kinds of these applications that you can really can use for others. Right. So for me, right, as I mentioned to you, I'm not going to compare with other apps, but for me, I feel a very wonderful when I'm doing this app, when using this app, when doing my work, right? So that's the thing, right? So this is the kind. So then you can create, you can duplicate, right? So you tap on this one, you can duplicate things, right? So you can create things, right? So if I say example, I put it here, 40, I set the values of 40, 38, 38.2, 38.9. So so then we just create the graph is automatically generated there, and then I know, oh, okay, my daughter right now, yeah, of course we know already, right, because of the 36, 68. So we can show this one with daughter, right? Okay, well, what's happened, right? So we can share the graph, right? So a kind of this, right? So sometimes very useful for our daily life, right? So it's not only this, right? So I can show to you the another example, right? In charting basics, right? So later after this, you can use charting basics, right? To go one by one. You can see example here, right? So how they do this one, right? Right. So you can go test it, explore it, then you can get it more. Right. So example, for if you want to teach, I teach my if I teach my year three son, right? So on fractions, so I can use this is 3D, right? Very useful, right? When I asked my son what is the fractions of this, he said 3/10, right? So okay, so he seems like he understand he can visualize this, right? In terms of it's not in only maths, right? But he can visualize the pizza. I mean the fractions. Right? So you can do four, you can do one, you can do three, up to you, right? And even as example for percentage, peratusan, right? For money, that you can create the tables, like as showed you. I just did this year six with my daughter. Right? I showed to her, right? So simpanan asas berapa, faedah berapa, faedah berapa. So in terms of table calculations, you can show here. Then you can show how the charts behave based on the values, right? So it quite useful tools apps to make it content in your content when you do a teaching. All right, Dr. Jules, is there any questions
Yes.
anymore? I really love to share with all of you, right? So
Yes.
you're hanging. Thank you for lending your ears with me, right? So we are right now still 100%. 100. We have 100 participants here, right? So I really hope that you really get what I share with you, right? So it's a small thing, but it will be more bigger when you understand the small thing, right? So
Can you
for me,
share your
simple is the
email with
best.
us? Can you share your email with
Sure.
us?
Yeah, sure. I will type it here. Zaid at utem.edu.my. Yeah, you can email it to me, right? If you have any questions, right? I love to help you, inshallah, right? As if you have anything, and I can help you, right? Inshallah. All right.
All right.
Okay, that's all from me. Right, inshallah, really hope that God bless you today, inshallah, and you have a happy nice day today, 9 April, right? So this Sha'ban last night, right? So I hope God bless us today, inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
Right, that's all.
Thank you.
Dr. Jus?
All right. Thank you,
All
Dr.
right.
Zaid. All right. So far, there is no question yet. There's only people asking already for part two, so you better prepare.
Okay, part two. Okay.
Yes.
Alamak, part
Right.
two. Alright, okay.
I think
Doctor, before you go to part two, perhaps you can tell us what we should do or what we should know before we join you in part two.
Uh, Puan, sorry, Puan, I couldn't get you because your sounds are in like in water, right? So again, Puan.
Perhaps you can tell us what we should know or what we should prepare before we join you in part two so that we can understand better in part two.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. Make it okay. Good suggestions. Right. So okay. Make it simple. The most thing first that you have to do is go for the basics of the numbers. Right. So you try it. Play with the spreadsheets given. I mean the template here. Right. So play with the functions
yes.
of the equations. Right. So then just get familiarized with what we have in the template. The template is so powerful. The template itself is so powerful, right? So you get familiarized with the template, and then inshallah you'll be there.
Uh, Dr. Zaid,
Yep.
let me just share to all the participants that my screen, and I can also share to them the I think they now is the best if they okay, they can also go to Apple Teacher Learning Center. Right. So, Dr. Zaid, thank you again. Thank you so much. Thank you for your wonderful sharing. To be
Thank
honest,
you,
me
Dr. Jus.
myself, I'm learning new things. I think this is like I said, this is underrated app. People know it's
Yeah,
there,
underrated
but
apps.
people don't really using it a lot compared to Pages or
Yes,
Keynotes and the others. So yeah, we learned a
indeed.
lot today. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah,
All right.
alhamdulillah. All right.
Uh,
Thank you, Dr. Jus.
okay. So okay, thank you, Zaid. Okay, I want to show right now. I want to display the borang pendaftaran for teachers, and I did also share that in the chat box. So please do that. And for participants, we hope we can get some feedback. So please click on this link. So it is for us for continuous quality improvement. So this is important for us. So please help us in doing so. And for Mara teachers, it is also here. And also you can also join the Apple Teacher Community. This is a Telegram group. I think we have already like almost I think 3,000 200,000, 2,000 something, almost 3,000, I think. So please join us. And also, this is what I want to share. So you can go to Apple Teacher web page. Here you can get a lot of resources. You can get an introduction to numbers, to any other apps in this web page. So in doing so, in learning and answering some quiz at the end of the learning session, you will get certified. So it is really nice. So you can get a Apple Teacher. Um, so please do go to this. I think I'll let my colleagues to share also the link in the chat box, so that's easier, I guess. And and also we in Apple share the free Apple books, which is called the series of Everyone Can Create. So this is also a book that you can download for free about drawings, about photos, music, and also coding. So everyone can code also. There is a series for that. So again, I hope my colleague can share this link in the chat box. So this is a free Apple books you can download for free. All right. And then finally, I think for tomorrow, okay, so there will be Cikgu Cyber, Cikgu Muhammad Razif, Abdul Razak. They will be sharing the content, a series called, I mean, a session called Creating Creative Posters with Keynote. So it is very a nice session. I would like to say that. And yeah, I know you cannot see Cikgu Razif right now. We have only the caricature or the cartoon image of him. So if you want to see the real person, please join us tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. We will the link. Yeah, this is the the meeting number. We also will share the password tonight. I think usually that's how we do that. All right. So yes, is there any other things, Dr. Zayed, Dr. Nizam?
Not for me.
Yeah, everything's okay for me.
All right. So
I just would like to say congratulations, Dr.